A very good morning, my dear students. How are you? I hope you all are well and safe by the grace of the Almighty. I am Lucky Rani Haldar, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Government Bangla College, Dhaka. I welcome all of you to my today's class. Today I will discuss on right forms of verb. My dear students, this is my third lecture on this topic. In my previous classes, I talked about some important rules of right forms of verb. Now I am going to discuss another some important rules of right forms of verb. So my dear students, be attentive and listen to me carefully. I hope you will be benefited from this class. Now look at the board. Okay, our today's topic is right forms of verb. Okay, my dear students, first I will write some examples and then discuss the rules. Okay, now the first rule. First rule for today. Okay, my dear students. Look at the board. It is many years. It is many years since I come to Dhaka. It is many years since I come to Dhaka. Next sentence. Many years have passed. Okay, the second sentence is many years have passed since his father died. Number 3. It was long. It was long since I see you last. It was long since I see you last. Okay, my dear students, our first sentence is it is many years since I come to Dhaka. Here, since is a conjunction. Since is a conjunction. And here we find time. Many years. Okay, in the next sentence, many years we find time and then since. This is time, this is since, this is event. Time, since, event. And this is also time, since, event. Okay, my dear students. So, what will be the structure or what will be the answer? In these sentences, since is used to indicate time. In these sentences, since is used to indicate time. So, if since is used to indicate time, the second clause, the verb of the second clause will be different. The verb of the second clause will be different from the first structure. Okay? The verb of the second clause will be different from the first structure. So, what is the structure? Present indefinite, present perfect plus since plus past indefinite. Okay, that means if the first clause or first part of the sentence is present indefinite or present perfect, then the latter part of the sentence or the second clause of the sentence will be past indefinite. And next structure is past indefinite. Since past perfect. Okay, so what is the structure? If the first clause is present indefinite or present perfect, then the second clause will be past indefinite. So go to the first question, first example. It is many years. It is. This is present indefinite. That's why the verb of the second clause will be past indefinite. As the first clause is present indefinite, so the second verb of the second clause will be past indefinite. So what is the past indefinite form of come? Came. Subject plus past form of the verb plus extension. So what is the answer? It is many years since I came to Dhaka. Okay? So what is the first answer? It is many years since I came to Dhaka. Number 2. In this way, we will write the answer of the question number 2. Okay. So what will be the answer? Many years have passed. This is present perfect. So the answer is many years have passed since his father. Okay? As the first clause is present perfect, so the second clause will be past indefinite. His father died. That means died. Okay? As the second question number 2 is present perfect tense, so the answer will be past tense. The verb of the second clause will be in the past tense. Number 3. Question number 3. It was long since I see you last. So it was long. This is past indefinite tense. So the answer will be past perfect. Okay. The second clause will be past perfect tense. So what will be the answer? It was long. It was long since I. So past perfect. What is the structure of past perfect, my dear students? Can you remember? Okay. Subject plus head plus first participle form of verb plus extension. Okay, it was long since I had seen you last. Okay, my dear students, if the first clause of the sentence is present indefinite or present perfect, then the verb of the second clause will be past indefinite. And if the first sentence, the clause of the first clause is past indefinite, then the second clause will be past perfect tense. But I did not go since you not come. I did not go since you not come. So here we find since. But here since indicates a cause. Since indicates a cause. So when since indicates cause. So when since is used to indicate a cause, the verb of the second clause will be of the same. Okay? Will be of the same tense. The verb of the second clause or the two verbs will be of the same tense. Okay? That means two verbs, not come and not go. The verbs of the two clauses will be of the same tense. Okay? So, as since indicates cause, so the second clause will follow the first clause. So, the first clause is I did not go since you not come. As the first clause is past indefinite, the second clause will be past indefinite. Did not come. Okay, this is the negative form. That's why auxiliary verb did. Okay. Now this is the exception, and now another example of since. Another example of since. Another example of since. It rained since morning. So another example of since is it rain since morning. Yeah, time is, here we find time after since. Here we find time after since. So what will be the structure of this sentence? The structure of this sentence will be present perfect continuous tense. If we find time after since, then the sentence will be present perfect continuous tense. Okay? So, if any action starts earlier and still now continuing, any action starts earlier and still now continuing, this type of sentence will be present perfect continuous tense. Okay? So, the answer will be it has been raining since morning. So, it has been raining since morning. So, if we find time after since or for, the sentence will be present perfect continuous tense. Okay, my dear students? Now go for the next rule. Now, next rule. Rule number 2. He saw me draw a picture. He saw me draw a picture. And next sentence. Okay, my dear students, try to write the answer. Okay? I went to market buy a book. I went to market buy a book. He saw me draw a picture. And I went to market buy a book. So what will be the answer here? And what is the rule? What's the rule, my dear students? This is a simple sentence. And a simple sentence can take two verbs. Here saw is a verb, draw is a verb. We find two verbs here. Here we find two verbs. Okay? But a simple sentence can take two verbs. Okay? So what will be the answer or what will be the rule? Okay? If any simple sentence contains two verbs, if any simple sentence contains two verbs, the additional verb will be converted into or will turn into participle, gerund or infinitive. Okay? The additional verb will be converted into participle, gerund or infinitive. So what will be the answer, or what should be the answer? He saw me draw a picture. So participle, what is participle? Participle means verb plus ing. This is present participle. Participle is used as, works as the adjective. Gerund, verb plus ing equal to noun, and infinitive equal to 2 plus V1. V1 means base form of the verb. Infinitive means 2 plus base form of the verb. So this is participle. Participle. This is gerund. Okay. So the first answer is he saw me draw a picture. So what will be the answer? He saw me drawing a picture. This is a participle. And next answer, I want to market, buy a book. I want to market, buy a book. So what will be the answer? Buying. Buying. What will be the answer, my dear students? Buying. What? To buy. Which answer is correct? Buying or to buy? Yes. The answer will be to buy. Why we have used to here? Why not verb plus ing? Why infinitive to? Because there is a purpose in the meaning. Answer is I went to market to buy a book. Okay. So now there are some exceptions. I look forward to get a letter. I look forward to get a letter. Here we find to. Here we find to. He is addicted to gamble. Here also we find to. These are all phrases. So I look forward to, get used to, with a view to. Okay, my dear students, there is exception, with a view to. With a view to. Look forward to. Get used to. Addicted to. devoted to. We will use verb plus ing. Okay? With a view to, look forward to, get used to, addicted to or devoted to, we have to use verb plus ing, or we have to use ing with the verb. Now go for the next rule. So what will be the answer? I look forward to getting a letter. The answer is I look forward to getting a letter. And what is the answer of the second question? He is addicted to gamble. Here to is not infinitive to. This is addicted to a phrase. So the answer is he is addicted to gambling. Okay, my dear students. Now go for the next rule. Go for the next role. First I am writing some questions or examples. He works. Rule number 3. He works hard. Lest. He works hard lest he fail in the examination. He works hard lest he fail in the examination. Number 2. Work fast. Work fast lest you miss the train. My dear students, the first sentence is he works hard lest he fail in the examination. Okay? Here we find lest. And in the second sentence, work fast lest. Here we find lest. So, lest is a conjunction. Lest is a conjunction. And if we find lest, then the less related clause expresses a negative meaning. This is a negative meaning. This is a negative meaning. So what is the structure? Lest requires should or might. Lest requires should or might. So structure is lest plus subject plus should or might plus base form of the verb plus extension. List requires the model should or might. Okay, so what should be the first answer? The first answer will be he works hard. He works hard. List. So what is the structure of list? List plus subject. He, then should or might. We will use should. Should fail in the examination. Okay? Should fail in the examination. And the next answer, what will be the next answer? The next answer will be work fast, lest you should miss the train. Okay, there are some exceptions also, and I will discuss that in my later class. Okay, my dear students, so if we find list requires a model should, and after a model auxiliary, the verb will be in the base form. The verb will be in the base form. Now go for the next rule. Rule number 4. Rule number 4. Rule number 4. It is time. We stop. It is time. We stop corruption. It is time we stop corruption. It is high time. We study. Attentively. It is high time you study attentively. So it is time. It is high time. It is time. It is high time. That means this is the right time to do something now. This is the right time to do something. Okay? So it is time, it is high time. This is the same meaning in the sentence. Same meaning in the sentence. So what is the structure of these sentences? It is time or it is high time plus subject plus past subjunctive, that is past form of the verb plus extension. time, the structure is, it is time, it is high time, then subject, then past form of the verb, and then extension. So what will be the answer of the first sentence? What will be the answer of the first sentence? It is time, we stop corruption. It is time we stop corruption. Okay? So what will be the answer of the second sentence? My dear students, follow the structure. First, it is high time. It is high time, then subject, then past form of the verb. Study, that means studied attentively. Studied attentively. Okay? So it is time, it is high time. The sentence will be past indefinite tense. Okay? But there is an exception. If we find verb after it is time or it is high time, then the structure will be, we will use infinitive to before the verb. Okay? We will use infinitive. That means it is time to do the work. Okay? So if we get subject, if we get subject after it is time or it is high time, then the sentence will be past indefinite tense. Past indefinite. Okay? And if we get verb after it is time, then we will use infinitive. Infinitive to. Okay? To plus V1. So, go for the next rule. Rule number 5. Rule number 5, my dear students. Now, rule number 5. First, I will write some examples. Rani as well as her sisters sing well. The first sentence is Rani as well as her sisters sing well. Now that next sentence is I, along with my father, live in Dhaka. Okay, the first sentence is Rani as well as our sisters sing well. And in the second sentence, I, along with my father, live in Dhaka. Okay, here we find as well as, along with. Here we find as well as, along with. Okay, if two, here Rani is a subject, our sisters is a subject. Two subjects are connected with as well as. Rani is a subject, my dear students. Here two subjects we find. First one is Rani and second one is her sisters. In the second sentence, first one is I and second one is my father. Two subjects are connected with as well as along with. Okay, so what's the rule? What's the rule, my dear students? The rule is if two subjects are connected with as well as, with, as well as, with, along with, together with, along with, together with, accompanied by, accompanied by, if two verbs are connected with, as well as, with, along with, together with, accompanied by, then the verb will follow the first subject. Okay, my dear students? Here, verb will follow the first subject. Okay? So, not the second subject. The verb will follow the first subject. Okay? So, what will be the answer? The answer is Rani as well as her sisters sings or sing. Which one? As the subject is Rani, third person singular number, so we have to add S with the verb. So the answer is Rani as well as her sisters sing well. And number 2, I along with my father live in Dhaka. So what will be the answer? I along with my father, I so live in Dhaka. Okay? So my dear students, if two subjects are connected with as well as accompanied by, along with, together with, then the verb will follow the first subject. My dear students, I am almost at the end of my session. You will practice these rules more and more. Okay, my dear students? Don't memorize without understanding. If you feel any problem regarding the topic, don't hesitate and write to me in the comment box. So my dear students, that's all for today. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you. Goodbye.